you're fired. So I'm gonna fill in this video. So, I was 92% right about what occurred in the presidential election. To take accountability and responsibility, I was wrong in Texas, I was wrong in North Carolina, I was wrong in Florida. But Georgia is still holding blue for the Democrats, so that should be scary for the Republican Party. But other than that, I was wrong in those states. One thing polling has to do a better job of. It was relatively still correct this time as well. The thing they have to do a better job of is accounting for the Trump base, accounting for the secret hidden Trump vote. That is real. That is a real entity now. We can't just dismiss that anymore. That's a real thing. So Donald Trump increased his base, and he actually did what I say he had to do. He overperformed the polls by 6 to 7%. That shouldn't just be dismissed or swept under the rug by any measure. But I'm pretty sure if upwards of 170 million people had voted, because it looks like this time it was upwards of 150 million, so not quite what I said would have to have happened for those states to turn. But like I said, Georgia still turned and it flipped. So that should be scary for the whole entire Republican Party. And on top of that, the AP, the Associated Press, they had called Arizona that night for Joe Biden, that night. So I already knew Joe Biden was gonna win. It was just by how much. Because if he's performing well in places to where he's not supposed to win, places he's not supposed to flip, what do you think about the places where he's supposed to do well in, where he's supposed to perform well in? This is something the Republicans and, quite frankly, MAGA and the Trump base, they don't want to accept. Donald Trump lost because the Democratic Party brought out their base of support. Like I said, they ran up the numbers in urban and suburban areas, and that's all they have to do. And MAGA, they can't accept this reality. They just can't accept it. There was no voter fraud at all. So now Bill Barr is trying to have investigators from the Justice Department look into possible cases of voter fraud. But the thing is, there's no concrete evidence actually there. If it was there, Bill Barr would be saying, hello, press briefing, this is what's going on in this state, that state, how about that state? But they can't do any of this because it doesn't exist. It's not there. And now I'm starting to see a lot of people get sucked up into this narrative, up into this notion that there was voter fraud. Like I keep saying, show me the hard, concrete evidence. Anyone who tries to even say there was voter fraud, whenever you try to just push them and keep pressing them and keep asking them, well, where's the evidence? How did it happen? And when did it happen? They start sounding stupid and dumb, and they just can't explain their way through it because they know it's stupid. And I just think it's funny because MAGA and the whole entire Trump base, they're wanting the vote to completely stop in the whole entire Rust Belt. They want things to be reversed back to election night. But at the same time, Arizona, a Republican state, was called on election night by multiple credible sources for Joe Biden. But yet they want the vote to continue in that state. This is the idiotic nature of the whole entire Trump base, the whole entire Trump administration. Here's Exhibit A of a Trump supporter trying to say there's voter fraud happening in Philadelphia, a majority black urban epicenter.
The left hates Trump so much that they're doing everything in their power, and they knew that this was going to happen. Trump knew that this was going to happen, so it's all, they prepared for this. So it's probably going to go to court, whatever they're going to do, and they're going to figure it out.
What I'm trying to understand, right? Just common sense. If the president is tweeting, it's fraud here in Pennsylvania, don't count the ballots, but he wants to count the ballots.
All I know is there's a lot of fraud going on. Okay. That's all I can tell you, and I know it for a fact.
What's your name?
100%. There's so much fraud going on. People didn't want Biden in there. They don't want him in there. Are you kidding me? Obama didn't want him as a vice president, but the freaking left made him.
So do you think these ballots are just fake? You think? No, I'm asking. You say they don't really want Biden in there.
They don't want him there, no.
So the ballot. Okay,
she's so far left and she's so radical that they want her because they want a socialist country, and that's what they want.
Well, what I'm trying to understand is Biden currently is winning 80% of the vote in Philadelphia. So do you think those are fake numbers?
No, he's going to lose. He's going to lose. Look, he's winning right now, but the numbers are going up. I'm watching it right on my phone. I'm watching live. So the numbers keep on Biden's side. They keep on going up. He's going to lose. Trump is going to lose every Democratic state. Every one he's going to lose. He's going to have to go, and they're going to have to recount it. And from what I understand, there's watermarks on the legitimate ballots, and they're going to figure it out.
Well, what I don't understand is you keep saying they're going to have to recount it because there's fraud, but you can't actually explain where the fraud is, what the fraud is.
No, exactly. I can't, but there's a lot of fraud going on. And it's been planned. It's been known that they were going to do this. The left was going to do this.
Are you having like, psychic views?
No, now you're just being a dick.
No, I'm asking.
Now you're just being a dick.
You're not explaining what the fraud is. You're just saying there's fraud.
Right, now you're just you're left, and that's fine. But I know you're.
I don't even like Biden. I'm just asking you.
No, but
You keep saying there's fraud.
You-
No, I'm not.
Every one of
I'm a
these
registered independent, first of all.
Every one of
But what
these-
I'm asking you,
I hate Trump.
that's fine. But what I'm asking you is, you're saying as fact there's a lot of fraud, but you're not actually explaining what the fraud is.
Well, for one of the polling places were giving people Sharpies to sign the papers, to sign the ballots. They were saying here, and one woman said, no, I had my pen. But they were forcing her to use a Sharpie. A lot of the people, they were forcing people to use Sharpies, and that's a fact. They got proof of that.
Sharpies make the
Sharpies
votes.
don't work or something. I don't know.
They do. The ink dries faster, actually, as a matter of fact. Yeah, that's not fraud.
Then I don't know why they were making her use Sharpies, but it's going to come out.
So it's basically Sharpies are the fraud.
But that's only one thing. There's a whole lot of other things that there's fraudulent stuff going on. I don't know exactly, but I know that look, Trump was winning. He won by a landslide, but now they stopped it. Now look what's happening. Whatever they're doing.
Putting aside fraud or not fraud, what's going to happen if